Hi guys, welcome back to another P3D version 5 video. We are today flying the FlyFreeStd Antonov An-124, and this is actually the newest release of an aircraft for P3D, and one of the newest, let's call them airlines, in a while. I guess the TFDI must have been the latest. And we are here at I was gonna say Tripoli, but I don't think that's the one. Let me just check if I can find what this one is called. It's something with M, Mitiga, something like that. Let me see. Mitiga, yeah, Mitiga International Airport. And if you're wondering about the aircraft, this is the one by FlyFreeStd. So it's quite a cheap one. It's like a mid-level type of aircraft. So okay system depth, but nothing too fancy, very kind of basic FMC and stuff. But you can probably fix that with if you would change some of the gauges and stuff. We do seem to have some air traffic here. I'm wondering if that's an A330-200. Yeah, look at that. So we have quite a low traffic percentage, since I'm also using some BGL files, but I don't seem to have any of them. But we do seem to have some traffic here, and this is the only airport that is open right now in Libya. Oh, look at that. For some reason this airport has this effect of fireworks. I have no clue what it's supposed to to be for, but I'll let's keep it in. Keep it in, I guess. Maybe it's a New Year's celebration, or I'm not sure what you would celebrate. Would you celebrate like the end of Ramadan or something? Maybe. It doesn't really matter. But this is a pretty good, I would say, freeware airport though. I mean, not the best, but it's decent. You have some of this open cargo base, etc. I'm not sure you would be parked here with this one. We can actually move it a bit. We're a bit too far forward. Some weird elevation things. I tried to smooth it out, didn't work that well. But then we of course have the nice Libya by Matthias, so that makes it really pretty. And for some of you that are observant, you'll know that this is the same developer that did the AN225, the Mria. Probably butchered that pronunciation, but you know which plane I'm talking about. The same kind of plane like this one, just bigger and with 6 engines instead of 4. So yeah, a huge plane. But this one is more popular and it has been in use, I think, around... Well, there's been quite a few of these built. And now I'm actually wondering how many of them were built. 57. So more of a, let's say, standardized aircraft than the Miria, which was a one-off. And it was this is actually a real livery. Libyan Arab Air Cargo used to fly. I don't think they've been flying for a while now. I think one of these ones were even destroyed during heavy fighting. During the fighting around Tripoli in 2019. So yeah, that's very sad. But yeah, let's at least appreciate the fact that we have one of them left. I'm actually gonna bring it here so you can see it as well. So they do seem to have one Ilya IL-76 and one AN Antonov An-124. So yeah, that's a big bummer. They used to have an Hercules as well, but I guess they retired in a 707, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, Wikipedia being our friend today. But yeah, not much else. We're flying from Tripoli to Benghazi, Benina Airport International. It's a very short flight. We're just gonna try it out. I'll show you how to start it. It's the same logic as the Miria, so you can watch both the different clips. I'll show you my own airport maps. We'll be flying from Tripoli to Benghazi because I have freeware airports for both of them. I have some other places here in Libya as well, but I haven't really used them. Let me now close down that. And then let me see if I can Can't find my SimReef flight plan. I put it somewhere. Wait, I'm just quickly gonna pause the recording. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. Sorry guys, found my SimReef plan, and also of course immediately when I start streaming, you start getting fires that start burning at the office, so you have to take care of that. But now I should at least have some time to manage this, hopefully. Okay, so we should start by maybe checking the outside things. You have one menu that you do on shift 1. I'm just gonna quickly check if I can make this one smaller. Let's see, there we go. The problem is that it's like a huge one, you can see with the, so I can't kind of grab it anywhere else from the left side. I think up here also should, oh no, it has to be like up there. Yeah, so first things first, we have the cargo doors. Let's get those open. Let's find a better viewpoint, maybe the general one. This one should do. So, the huge one, you can open that. You can get the door down. I'm gonna close it. You can do the left door. And then you can do the forward cargo door. So that's the rear and front, not the right one. And this one you can also, when you jump inside, you'll basically see it going upright. Let's today only use the rear one, and then you can put down the door ladder. I guess this should be quite a normal way to do it. At least some of the videos I saw online with the, what's it called, Maximus Cargo, the one at Abu Dhabi. They seem to use the back one quite a bit. In terms of payload, you can put in trucks, for example. You can also put in container cases, so we can put that in. You can choose between new and old engine exhaust. Still shooting them fireworks. I think this is the old one and this is the new one. Let's go retro. You can also, I think that's it actually for the outside now that I think of it. There's not that much else. You can have these sort of simple things that you can also do, so you don't have to start it up and all of that work. But yeah, that should be about it in terms of the outside. So not too much to show. The inside model looks very similar to the Antonov 225, the Miria, and it's very, you know, pretty okay quality. Maybe the worst quality in this is the yokes actually. I think they look a bit, and now they're not really working because I don't have any hydraulics, etc. But otherwise, you know, these work, the fans, and yeah, generally it's pretty okay, pretty decent. And talking about that, I should probably download my flight plan. That's usually a good one. Because you need to download it in order for it to work. We don't want to open it with little nav map, even though that is a reasonable tool. You want to put it into your folder, your P3D files. So you want to put it here. And I think we can keep the name. Let me just check that I don't have two of them. There we go, because I had an old one. I did a test flight a couple of days ago. I didn't finish it, but I just wanted to try. So we can just load the flight plan. There we go, 6th of March. Okay, we don't want to move our aircraft. We can just keep it where it is. But at least we'll get it started. In terms of getting it started, let's see actually, because we won't be using any pack X and stuff, we don't have to set that up. I don't know the GSX one, I'm not gonna bother with that. You would have to do a separate profile, it would take a bit of time. When they're setting up, the first thing we should check is actually what fuels, etc. And I think that one you'll have to do just through this. I'm just gonna go with something simple, like 45 should be fine. And then I guess the load, what could we do, like 50,000 maybe, cross weight. Oh, we can have a bit more. Let's do 75. Just to push it a bit, not sure if that's too much or too little. I think you can open the windows, so that's, I guess, cool to a certain extent. But yeah, getting it started. Let me see, there we go. I'm just gonna pick up my document where I have everything. So it's just following the Antonov 225. You start with the battery switches, you get those down, transformers 2 and 3, fire protection valves, so you basically don't have any GPU, you just go straight into the APU stuff. And it's a bit weird, some of these click spots. So you want to do those, and then start it from there. Wait until you have the ready, and that's waiting just for the RPM to come up. A bit fast, I don't think the real aircraft is this fast. Could be wrong though. There we go, we have the APU. We can switch those up, do the transformers 1 and 2, and then switch to auto. There we go. And then we can turn on the switches for different panels. There we go. Okay, fire protection valves, we can put those on as well. You have here the fuel booster pump. I'm not going to use that because I hate that sound. I can remove it, I just haven't done it yet, but I will at some point. Here we have the system, so it's not as I mean, in a way it's more advanced than the other, the Miria, but I think that one was kind of coolly implemented, so it didn't feel so bad not having a flight plan or an FMC. In that sense, you could still like have a flight plan, right? This one is, it's very simple, right? Then you zoom out. So maybe you could switch the ISG, right? You would just switch this one out with another one, and it should work quite nice. You have some cool things like wind directions, you can see the ILSs. DTA, I'm not sure what some of these do, right? They don't show that much. NDBs, terrain, right? That might be cool to have, so at least you have some idea where you're at. In terms of this one, easy to set up. You can set some of these things you can fill in actually, so that's pretty nice. I do hope they add more stuff to this, but I doubt it. So 27,000 cruising altitude, our reserve fuel we can do 20 because we have so much of it. Cost index 74. There's no Antonov An-124 profile anyway, right? So yeah, not the best. One thing I've noticed is that I'm not sure that this altimeter is working really. It seems to be kind of stuck, so you don't really get standard. So that's a bit of a annoying part, but oh well. Transition, let's just do 5,000 because it really doesn't matter. You're supposed to be able to calculate some sort of VNAV, but I doubt it. But yeah, you can see the flight plan here, right? I think you can even do directs. So not everything is that bad. Some things are pretty good, or you know, decent for this kind of sum. I mean, 20 euros for this, it's cheaper than virtual call, and virtual call basically trash in comparison, to be honest. I mean, I know their whole thing is that they're selling like really easy to fly planes, but you can do that in a I think at least decent way than to sell some of the really bad versions that they do. I'll give them credit though that they did some planes that some other people haven't done, right? So that's always nice. But yeah, basically that's it. And now we're ready to go. Nothing, or to start the engines, right? We can close all these doors, get them up. So yeah, very simple in that sense. We can also, let me check now, pilot to ADC, we can set that up. So we'll import. And let's see if we get any. Okay, so we can close. We now have our flight plan. Approach and departures. So no, we're supposed to take off from runway 10. I'm gonna show this to you as well so you can see what we're looking at. And now I just want to make sure we are actually getting the right. So let me close that. Yeah, so this should be the long one, right? The only one we really can take off from runway 10. So no SIDS, arrival, stars, etc. We don't want to, we just want a VOR, right? And we can do vectors for that. So we load that. We can close. We can activate approach just to make sure we get that. And now it should be fine. I don't know, Libak, is that our call sign? Libak, okay, so that's good. We can validate it first, we can file it second, and we can connect to the sim third.
Zero local winds are calm. Skies clear. Current temperature and altimeter not available. Arriving runway 28.
Okay, we're getting the 80s now. Nothing we can do with that, to be
International
honest.
Airport information Charlie. 1200 local
We'll
winds
just
are calm. Skies clear.
switch. We should switch the frequency though. Is there one here? Magra, HLLM, ground. We can try the ground one, 129. Oh, sorry, 1219. Yeah, that should be the right one. Looks pretty correct, hopefully. Let's see how it works. Libak 4003 heavy, ready to copy IFR clearance.
Libak 4003 heavy is cleared to Hotel Lima Lima Bravo as filed.
Okay, we're
Expect
getting
departure runway 10.
and we can see the feet here.
Climb and maintain flight level 060. Expect higher clearances 2 minutes after departure.
060, this is in meters, so we need to.
Squawk 5210.
That should
Libak 4003 heavy is cleared
600,
to Hotel Lima Lima
6,000
Bravo
feet.
as filed. Climb and maintain flight level 060.
Can we put the
Expect higher
squawk on?
clearances 2 minutes after
Yeah,
departure.
we can.
MacRev control Tripoli on 120.9er. Squawk 5210.
Libak 4003 heavy read back correct
5210.
QNH is
Good.
1020. Let us know when you are ready for pushback.
QNH is 1020 Libak
And let me check
4003
also the nav lights, right? That would be cool to know. I do think, let me just see if I can find the info. But I think these are the taxi and stuff. And if I do remember, one of these is, that's the logo light. As you can see, we're getting really heavy rain. We don't have any cool rain effects though. I was actually wanting to test that to see if we get anything on the windshield. So they haven't added that. That's a bit of a bummer. This maybe, or is that yeah, that seems to be
Correct. Coast Guard 3411.
yeah, that seems to be the nav light. We can, I guess, keep a lot of lights on, because why not? Let's see how much lag we have now. I know with Rex, the problem is usually that you get a bit of a hit on the performance when you have really bad weather, as it looks right now. But yeah, let's not sulk over that and stay positive. We'll ask for pushback. Libak 4003 heavy, ready for pushback.
Libak
Oh, I
4003
think
heavy
we're
pushback approved.
too big. That's
Pushback approved Libak 4003 heavy.
that's interesting, because we are in a heavy parking spot. But I mean, look at this. If this is heavy, I mean, we're huge. There's the guy. You know, look at him. Here you can see kind of the size, right? Huge difference. I think this is one of the largest ever made kind of cargo that's been made, kind of let's say production lined. Okay, so let's wait and see.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
We are ready as well, I hope. I don't think we won't be able to see our landing rate.
Departure checks completed.
Well,
Bypass
not the
inserted.
biggest thing, just we will know if it's a bad or a good landing with this one. You can see here some of the military aircrafts. These look a bit like Hercules. I think they mainly have the IL-76s in Libya. Okay. As you can see, it's not really positioned correctly, so we'll just manage, stay positive. As you can see, those work. We do have wipers, so we can put those on, but they won't do anything, right? We have gears locking. We'll do nose right.
Release parking brakes, please.
I'm just gonna check that we did get pushback. We did.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
And now to start the engines, very simple. Start number 3, then we press here, hold it for a bit, then we release it here. Very important, release it at the right place. We pull forward the fuel, and now we wait. And now it is up and about. The only thing I find a bit difficult is knowing which engine has started. It doesn't have, I think the Miria version that they did has better animations. But yeah, it is working. Let's do number 2. Now we should soon see it also start here. Number 2. It is though cool to have a 124. This is, I guess, the best you have out there in flight sim in terms of 124. I don't think anyone else has yet tried it. Oh, we forgot the fuel. There we go. And that's how you see that it's started. And we can do the 4th engine now, and then we release.
Parking brakes.
We'll set parking brakes,
Confirmation for a good engine start.
and we'll confirm good engine start.
We have a good engine
And we can still see the fireworks in the background. That's always fun. Okay, let's see now. We need to, of course, do the fuel. Yeah, let's get that. Then we want to do the number 1 engine. I'm doing it a bit quicker now. I'm not sure if we would do that in real, but let's just... You can switch the cockpit to English if you want to. It's not a big deal. You just click the F1 and then you switch to English. So it's easier to kind of see. Personally, I prefer to fly with the Russian just because it feels cooler. And now we need to do the last fuel lever. So there we go. Now when that step is done, we can ask for taxi clearance. Libak 4003 heavy, ready to taxi.
Libak 4003 heavy runway 10, taxi via Charlie, Alpha, Bravo.
And now we need to make
Hold
sure we
short
get
runway
these
10.
right. We want to start
Runway 10.
I'm gonna
Taxi
switch
via Charlie, Alpha,
the
Bravo.
view
Hold short runway 10.
so we
Libak
get the click
4003
spots
heavy.
right. So that's what we want to do. We want to start these, number 2, that one, number 3, number 4, that one. We can shut these down at number 5, and then number 6, we can shut these. And that should be it. We can also shut off the, let me just make sure we do that, shut off the APU stuff, and then do the hydraulic valves. And let me see, don't think you need to do these, right, but you need to do that. And then we can turn on all the nav panels. So basically we're just following now the 225 yeah, the 225 manual that I did actually for myself. I just thought it was, you know, let's try it, see if it works, and yeah, it has worked thus far. Let's start all of these stuff. Yes, I think you wanna keep. This is the fans, right? Yeah, and now we have the TCAS system working. I think we can put all of these actually on. And then we have the left side. ATP should be on. TCAS, all of these. So yeah, that should be sufficient. We have a lot of red ones though now. I'm wondering if that's related to the fuel pumps. Let me have a look, a quick look. Nope. Oh, there we go. That was the one. That was the one. And then we can change this to the ground level. For some reason we always have a very high flap setting. I'll go flap 15. Let me check if there is they do have some manuals for this. So let me see if we have them. I'll move this one away while I'll search for it here quickly. Antonov, because we should have check and reference. Okay, so they're not that in-depth. It's basically just kind of these flaps degree, maximum speeds, rotation, dry runway, those kind of things. Interesting though. In terms of what's it called? The speed brakes, right? I think there is a level here, that one, which is like armed, but I'm not sure we would want to use that for takeoff, but it's definitely for landing. This one is also for the, you need to put this on to get the nose wheel steering, right? So that's something to be aware of. But yeah, that should be it. Let me check if we got the taxi route. We did. It's a very short route. So let's taxi. We're not gonna follow it 100%, but we'll do our best. And let me just check which one is which of these. Navigation beacon, logo, strobe. Okay, as you can choose. And then we have taxi lights. And then we want to extend these. You can even do fuselage side. So let's put those. I'll go back to Russian. And let me just show you the lights. Look pretty neat. Not sure how accurate they are, but pretty cool. And we'll be passing the A330-200 on our right. So yeah, it taxis relatively okay. It's definitely better than a lot of stuff. It really feels heavy, like we're packing, which I guess makes sense, because we are packing a lot. If you see some black squares, by the way, that's solely because of P3D, something with the NVIDIA drivers, active sky rain effect. It adds these black squares as long as you have dynamic reflections, so that's super annoying. But it's only when it's like really heavy rain, like now. Okay, in terms of getting everything else in place, I think you want to do course 2 here. And what you then want to do, we can limit certain things like bank angle, etc. That's pretty good to not make sure we don't crash and burn. But then I'm just wondering if we have, we could also do a one for the auto throttle, put that speed in so we have that set. It was a while since I've done this Russian one, is right? It's around 440 maybe, that should be fine. Around below 250. But yeah, in order to get there, because this is the same autopilot as 225, I think that should be sufficient. I can't tie it into, I haven't been able to get it to work with the flight director though. So that's been a bit unfortunate. But I guess it could be worse. So let's just try and see what we're able to do. Oh yeah, actually now I remember. This one is the nav. Oh, we almost crashed into the building there. That's the nav. And then number 10, what's that? Now I actually have the manual open, so I'm checking that. That's pitch hold. And number 8 is wings level, okay. 7 was AP settings reset. Okay, well we have kind of everything now somewhat set. So let's give it a try. We'll put on the landing lights. We see them from the cockpit, so that's a pretty cool feature.
Libyan 4003 heavy contact mitigated tower on 126.3.
126.3.
Tower on 126.3 Libyan 4003 heavy.
Libyan 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff. Let's see if it got that. Yeah, I forgot heavy. That could have been the issue. Libyan 4003 heavy, ready for takeoff.
Libyan 4003
Yeah, there we go.
heavy winds are calm. Runway 10
Okay,
cleared for
and now
takeoff. Squawk 5210 maintain runway
we need to
heading
remember
until
that.
above 1000 feet, then proceed on course.
Runway 10 cleared for takeoff. Squawking 5210 maintain runway heading until above 1000 feet, then proceed on course.
Let's
Libyan
check if we need to. I
4003
don't think we
heavy.
need to press execute. That should be fine. So we'll just line up with the runway and let's fly this bird, or at least try to. In terms of the trim, I'm not really sure, but I usually increase it by a bit. Okay, let's add a bit of thrust. And then let's turn. So yeah, it's a big bird, right? Not the easiest to turn. Should have turned, done a bit of a bigger sweep, but I think we'll get it fine enough this way. So yeah, we're basically ready now, at least I think so. one way to check is to press this one and it looks green, so that's fine. And we'll just go. We should have actually waited. We should have stopped on the runway before we did this, but I'm eager to get going, so let's give it a shot. We should close these ones though. Okay, so we're a bit to the right. Let's get back on the center line. We're at 200 kilometers per hour, so very quick at reaching kind of the speeds. And now we should be able to start pulling back on the yoke. And we are climbing. Maybe a bit fast with this one. We'll do gear up. Okay, let's see. So we'll just have to follow this one, right? So we'll be turning a bit to the left. Pushing down a bit. Are we a bit high on the engines? Let's try to push them down or pull them back a bit. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, the awful weather makes it a bit buggy. We can go to flap 0. Could have gone that quite a bit ago. And now in order to not lose our coordination when trying to find, we are gonna go on auto throttle, autopilot. We're also gonna click altitude, then we'll use this little tool to help us get to our and let's see now how many meters. So this might be good enough, let's see. And now we should be following the flight path here. We should be coming up to our first one relatively soon. That's the annoying part, you can't see them on this one either. So that would have been cool. We can shut also the wipers, right? So let's see, we're climbing, we're at 3,600 now. We should actually maintain runway heading until above 1,000, so that's a bit of a miss on mine. As you can see, oh wait, now we can. That's nice. Okay, so maybe it's working from time to time. So there we go. Now we can change the HPA. We are flying a tad bit too quick, actually.
Libyan 4003 heavy slow to 280 knots or less.
I thought it was an auto throttle.
Local Libyan 4003 heavy.
Let me have a check.
Libyan 4003 heavy climb and maintain flight level 110.
Climb and maintain flight level 110 Libyan 4003 heavy.
That's the arm button for the auto throttle. Mac on and off. That's number 12.
Libyan 4003 heavy contact Marib control Tripoli on 120.9.
Oh wait,
Control
airspeed.
120.9 Libyan 4003 heavy.
But that must be for the actual the climb itself.
Control Libyan 4003 heavy level at flight level 060.
Lieback 4003 heavy good morning.
Yeah, let's be a bit cautious here. Now we're descending, right? Oh, that's because we went above. Let's see, what do they want us to climb? Flight level 110. So let's climb a bit more. I think we can remove that. We can shut these lights and remove their extension. Yeah, looking good. Yeah, you can see those It's pretty okay. The FPS from the inside, I don't know why the outside is more heavy on this airplane. Well, it looks like we have really shit weather. Now let me have a look that we're still following. We're still following the flight plan, so that's good. We're not 100% following it according to Pilot TDC because there's some less waypoints, but that's fine. Let me just have a look quickly at windy so we can see the weather. I'm not sure why these yokes moved forward. Oh. Oh, that's why.
400,
That's why.
And maintain flight level 110.
Let's survive this flight, shall we? We'll get out of the stall, which should be quite easy, just because that wasn't too bad. Let me have a look again. Did we climb too fast? And we haven't climbed. Are we now climbing in a good speed? Should be a bit below 5. You can increase the speed a bit. Okay, it seems to be holding a bit better now. Let's pay a bit better attention. But yeah, what I wanted to show you was windy. So let's see how bad the weather is. Okay, it's not the best here. Doesn't look crazy bad though. What's the satellite giving us? Fine. Oh, maybe there is a bit of waves here. That'd be nice going over the Atlantic now. Jesus. Quite stormy. Okay, let's see now. We are... oh yeah, actually this is the one I should have pressed, right, to get the speed to be automated. So that's why. Okay, we're climbing now. Looking pretty good. Let's see if we're getting any other. We need to get up to flight level 270. So we can already insert that. 270, that must be around that. Okay, let's climb a bit more. Let's have a look. We're still following the flight plan. I hate that you can't zoom further than 80. It's very close, right? So it's a bit hard to plan ahead. Let's also have a look at Pilot TDC actually in terms of how the approach is going to work with this one. So if I press approach when...
Flyback
the plan?
4003 heavy expedite speed reduction to 280 knots.
Okay, this looks fine. As long as they do put us like this, I'll be happy. Now the question is, do we even have the charts for this airport? And we do actually. So I'm gonna save it, because I don't think I've saved it before. And then we're gonna check, because we are coming in for runway. Let me have a look. That's gonna be interesting. 15 right.
Flyback 4003 heavy climb and maintain flight level 170.
15 right and left. We know the VR. It's nothing too complicated. 1174. I'm just trying to figure out 1174. Yeah, there we go. Then we just need to change the course, etc. I should check what's the approach one as well. So approach is the one furthest to the right. We shouldn't probably have that selected. Let's see. Or I guess we don't want to approach, we can just do CRS1 maybe, that should be sufficient. Okay, now I'm wondering where's the speed? Where are the probes? I'm actually gonna open the let me see, pedo probes, because those are being warned. We are actually gonna decrease. I'm gonna change to Russian. Oh wait a second. So English you get it in knots, and then okay now. Where's the pedos? They are heat pedos are here.
Direct 150 out and report 150 negative contact and information about it.
Right now we can proceed direct 150 out and call at 150, 1.9.
Let me see. Doesn't want to. It doesn't want to let me do it. That's annoying. I feel like I've had this problem before with the 225, right? But okay, let's just hope we don't get into any bigger issues. The manual is pretty helpful. It's very like simple manual, but a lot of information. This is how it looks. So it's, you know, very good in that sense. Here you can even see the liveries you have, right? Maximus, that's the Abu Dhabi one, the Libyan one. So quite a lot of cool ones. And we can even check, for example, what the errors are. So if I do check, let me just see what that one is. So for example, this one, balance. Is that really balanced? Nothing with the pedo? Not sure why the pedos aren't playing ball with me today. If we really didn't have the pedo tools working right, we would have bigger issues because we wouldn't know, and the computer itself wouldn't know, right, what speed to maintain. We would think we're going too fast or too slow, etc. So a bit unrealistic. We're soon gonna be above the clouds, so that's good at least. We can increase a bit. But we'll be a bit conservative in terms of how quickly we climb. We can keep it around 500, I think that should be okay. Won't be a fast flight, but should be okay. We do have these coverages, so that's pretty cool, but I don't think there's anything else. And yeah. So close. Now I'm just pressing random knobs. But let's see here. Yeah, still climbing as we should. Coming above 15,000 feet. We are losing quite a bit, so we should be a bit careful actually. We do seem to have the auto throttles on. Let's climb very slowly. Hopefully it will work fine now. But yeah, as you can see, we're in a really messy kind of weather. Shouldn't we be reaching... Oh, we don't seem to have the auto throttles on. Let me check if the reason could have been the pedo. Let me see, because we have 3 end failures there. So could that be... So that's manually, that's the 4th one.
November Whiskey,
Huh.
climb flight level 105.
Let me see what this one says if I switch the English one. Reverse failure, fault. Oh, I probably shut that one off by mistake. Pressing that one. Let me see. Not my proudest moment. That does explain our loss in trust. And since this is not gonna be a highly advanced, let's see if we can get it back. Yeah, we could get it back quite immediately. But yeah, look at that, even just losing one engine, the loss of that. So yeah, don't press these ones that I was pressing. Let's see what they do actually. Engine starting modes, rich, poor. Okay. Not sure how that shut it off,
Fly
but
back 400,
maybe it makes sense.
3 heavy climb, and maintain flight level 230.
Climb and maintain flight level 230 Libyan 4003 heavy.
And now you can see it's increasing again, so that's good news. And we are slowly, hopefully gonna get above the weather, but let's see. And I'm gonna get something to drink, but before that I'm just gonna make sure, because I think that explains the issue. We can climb a bit faster. It's now at 700 feet per minute. Let's see how that goes. And I'll be right back.
No reported traffic, flight level 105. November X-ray report 60 miles outbound level 105. Air 950 to narrator, good afternoon. Squawk 3431. Air 950 proceed direct to Bal B40 Isla Zulu runway 11. November Whiskey and November X-ray contact on 1289. Tower, confirm level 380.
We'd like flight level 370 for only at 9. Roger.
Now 950 380 is okay for because you are on westbound track. Confirm 380.
380 for only 950.
Tower, about time 29, contact radar 125.7. On the back.
Thanks, 157, we'll call you back. Can we make it only
Okay, let's see how it's going. We are still climbing. Damn, this is slow. Can we even force it to go any faster? Is it even able to go faster? Well, we can force up the thrust manually, so not sure if we're having auto thrust or not. Let's see, are we now almost at the max? Almost, almost. But we are climbing, it's picking up some speed. We only have 250 nautical miles left about, but yeah. It's taking a bit of time, but there we go. We're getting out of the weather, that's nice. That's very nice. Can you move this in any way? Doesn't seem so. But yeah, in terms of its fidelity, as you can see by this, it's a... If you really like the Antonov 124, you really have always wanted to fly it, you should definitely get it because it's the best you're gonna have. But let's say you're really big on cargo ops and you like to fly good planes, probably not the aircraft for you. You can of course fly it better than what I'm flying by just, you know, reading up on stuff. But it's, but yeah, it's just not that in depth yet. But it does have some cool features, you know, like this being able to. I mean, it's not bad in any way, right? It's definitely mid-level. But it's just lacking with some things. Would have been cool if they could have added like the GTN integration, all that sort of stuff by themselves. Because that would have been really nice actually. Can we see now if we can? Yeah, no luck still. Not good, not good. Here the values look pretty fine though, right? Are they supposed to be so? It's just such a crazy value here. We're at 0 flaps, that's good. We're flying at 250 knots, so that's not very fast to be honest. But we should soon be at our cruising altitude, so that's gonna be good. Let's pull down a bit. We're quite a bit heavy for this sort of a flight, probably in terms of fuel mostly, but also generally. So that's good to be aware of. In terms of the landing place, or the landing runway 15 right, we need to know that the minimums are 680. So you can put the minimums here. These are in meters though, so the question is, what should it be? That's like half, right? 600 feet. Maybe even less. 680. So let's say if we do 300, 680 feet, that's 185 meters, yeah. So let's get that down a bit. Anything else to know? The course for the inbound will be 147. Actually, did I put 33? Can I change that? Let me have a look here. No, it only had that option, right? That's very strange. So we're actually looking at, it's probably the same VOR. So 33 right. Here we go, 33. Runway 33 left and right. Let me check which one we did have. We had 33 right. Why do we only got 33 left? That makes no sense. still think the VR is the... Doesn't seem to be anything for 33 right. I think there's one that's a left and right, and that's the VR one. But then I guess the... What's the approach? It's 1-5... No, 327, right? Because we're coming in from the south. 327. And in terms of putting in a course, that's also a good question. 327, right?
Fly
Let's
back
see.
400, 3 heavy climb, and maintain flight level 270.
Climb and maintain flight level 270 Libyan 4003.
Okay, there we go. So that's the VR one, so we can at least see that. So that works. That's pretty cool. Yeah, we can see now we're out of the weather. Very good FPS. That's the only thing about Rex that I've been a bit... It's definitely like, it gives you, together with Active Sky, it just gives you a fantastic weather, but it's very frame heavy, even though it's 2D clouds. I think it's because it's basically overclocking the CPU. Let me see, I also noticed I had Discord open, so we can close that to get a bit of extra frames. We can also close a lot of these browsers I've opened. Here's, for example, the airport we flew from, Mytika. This must be some old pictures of it. Yeah. Yeah, it's really here at the coast, right? I think the newer airport, the one that's destroyed, is somewhere further south. Can't find it though. My skills aren't good enough. Yeah, you can see Egypt Air Cargo, MNG Airlines. Haven't heard of that one before actually. Fleet size 7 is these A300s. Yeah, it has one. Then A321, A330. This is a cargo and passenger. Okay. So that's Mytika. Let's have a look at Benina. This is the one we're landing at. Looks pretty basic. Quite a bit of airlines though. It's been reopened for flights. This is the funny. According to a reporting in Le Monde, French people operate out of Benin Airport. Some of these Wikipedia is just interesting. Like, what does that give? Do we even know if they have? According to. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, let's see now. We have 30 minutes left. I mean, look at this. If we would be flying a normal jet, we would have already been on our landing now. So yeah, a bit to go. Let me see if we can maybe climb a bit slower, if that will help. I hope we're not too heavy. Let's see if I just really push the throttles forward. What's that gonna give? Hopefully we won't break all the engines, but we'll know very soon. Like this, increasing our speed. Doesn't sound too good on the engines though. Let's have a look on them. Oh, you can see that they're spinning now, but it's a very kind of weird animation. I need to check if the Miria also has the same. I think the light effects are though pretty good at this one. No complaints there. So if we close that one, I think that was the logo, right? Let's have a look at the English version. Yeah, logo. Yeah, some click spots aren't working right. Let's see if we have the information. Leg heat. Illumination, screens, no smoking. That's interesting, so this one isn't working. Not sure what that one is doing. Let me see if I close it, if it... Yeah, I can't really tell what that one does. Okay, we're still climbing slowly and steadily. And I pulled back on the throttles a bit. So we're getting all these errors, right? GS sections failure, Cat 2 prohibited, APT heating not on. Yeah, that's what I've been trying to put on. Oh, there we go. That's how. Awkward. Had to right click on the general one and then it worked. Let me check what's this An-124 cruise altitude. It can cruise at a very high and it can lift payloads up to 173 tons.
This is an RJ level 260. Go ahead, estimate 155.
Let me see. It has in terms of specification. Cruise here. Service ceiling 39,000 feet, so we should be able to very nicely get to that. Not sure how we have such problems with the speed though. Okay, you can't deploy that in the air at least. It could be that we're so heavy, right, that we should climb very slowly. Let's see, we should also be coming to our first kind of turn, which should really put the flight plan on its edge. Let's do it like that. It's not a big turn though. Interesting though, they want us to go north a bit. We should be turning left, I'm not sure why. Let me see what we have here. So this is the Garus, then we have Prawn. I think that might be the issue, right? Well, let's see if we can change the flight plan. That shouldn't be a problem, right? So HLLB. Or can we maybe just go to the flight plan? Huh. This is me trying to figure out how this one because we have the info, we have put that in. Yeah, I don't know. This is really not the best ones. We have some nasty weather there in front of us. Will we be able to outclimb it? That's the $1 trillion question. Probably not. At least not with this speed that we have.
November X-ray, no report in traffic level 85, scope 1236. Palima Alpha, radar contact reported.
Okay. Or maybe we are actually being able to get above this little chump of clouds. I want to check though what's the if we're doing heading mode. So I want to follow the flight plan. So if we would do heading mode and turn, let's say to 112, something like that, and I press heading mode. Is that even possible?
Flyback 4003 heavy, you're off course. Turn right to heading 120 to return to course.
Heading 120 Libic 4003
Okay, so that gives
heavy.
heading. Okay, we can do that. So yeah, we'll have to do 1220. Not sure why the flight plan, or I know why, because we're missing one waypoint that we shouldn't have been missing. Basically, would have in the end kind of started going the right way, but let's just follow or try to follow what is suggested. We'll turn a bit less though, because I find that they give too dramatic kind of turns sometimes with pilot to ADC, unfortunately. Okay. We're still flying. We are flying very slow. I'm gonna add all the thrust I can again. Let's see what happens. A lot of red lights popping up. Okay, we're very soon at our altitude that we should be at. Look at that speed. That's crazy slow. Well, we are quite heavy, but not that heavy, I would think. It'll be interesting to see if I forgot some setting on this one that would have. Let me check if there's anything that's giving us drag. Doesn't look like it. Will be interesting also to do this VR-ish approach, since I couldn't find the template for it, so I can only find for 3.3 left, which does have an ILS though. I guess technically what we could do is follow the ILS and then just do a jump to the other one. Well, let me check first if this airport even exists in the game, because if it doesn't, right, then it does exist. 33 left, has an ILS frequency of 110.3. So let's do that, and let's try to remember to switch airport just at the end of it. Okay, so 110.3, 327, on kind of the same barrow. So let's see if this will work or not. now again turn a bit with our track. So let's see. So as you can see, we're still going kind of the same direction. We're supposed to be tracking around 100. I guess if we just have a bit different of a flight plan, it would have worked perfectly. And we're now at the right altitude.
Flyback 4003 Heavy, expect vectors to the VOR approach to runway 33 right at Benina International Airport.
Expect vectors to the VO or approach to runway 33
Yeah.
right Libyan 4003 heavy.
But I guess what was interesting was I think the VOR is working though. So I'm wondering if we should do the ILS. Maybe we can keep the ILS as a backup plan. If worst comes to pass, we'll have that as a backup plan. Let me see if I could have it on my second nav radio. Okay, 18 minutes remaining. One thing I was wondering if it's maybe the anti-icing, could that be slowing us down? Not sure how it works with Russian. Thinking a bit like the Mad Dog, right? The MD-80 that has some issue with that. Let's see now. We're at the top of descent, but we haven't yet gotten any descent clearances. So let's just wait a bit.
Flyback 4003 Heavy, descend and maintain flight level 210.
Descend and maintain flight level 210 Libyan 4003 heavy.
210, finally. Let's use my Logitech to get it down. And we can go on the descent. Unclear how much we should descend. Well, we have about 100 nautical miles. We might wanna do a descent of 1,500. That should be reasonable. Well, let's see if we are actually following the.
Heavy, you're off course. Turn left to heading 070 to return to course.
Heading 070 Libyan 4003 heavy.
Well, I didn't go too much, of course, so shouldn't be too bad. Okay, let's see now. Speed picking up a bit.
Yeah, 902, good afternoon, sir. Attend 360, report estimate zone.
Let's see. Our speed is increasing a bit. Do we even have... Like, is the auto throttle working? Or is it just me who is...
02 copies. Report decap.
I'm not really sure. Maybe we can skip using the auto throttle. Just wondering what would be the best approach. I need to read up a bit on how that one works. Okay, we're descending. Gonna just adjust a bit our heading. We can start seeing the coast, so that's cool. We have about 90 nautical miles to go. Are we descending fast enough? Let's increase it a bit. We're not the fastest moving aircraft considering our size. But a pretty cool one. It looks very similar to the Myria though. And I guess they are kind of, you know, same company. Pretty cool though with the over wings. What do you call it? I guess something like over wings, right? The wings over the fuselage instead of having them like under the fuselage, like the ATR has, for example. And I guess most of the turboprops have it that way because of the huge span of their propellers.
Flyback 4003 heavy descend and maintain flight level 150.
Descend and maintain flight level 150 Libyan 4003 heavy.
Oh yeah, let me see here. It's called high wing, I think, right? You have shoulder wings and high wing, parasol wing. Cool. 17 flight level 150, and I'm gonna guess we're gonna get lower, so I'm gonna put it to 10,000 already. Well, let's pay attention and see what we get. We can probably increase the speed a bit. While we also increase the vertical descent a bit. Seems like we have a lot of drag with this aircraft, so we should be fine. Nevertheless.
Corsair 773, ramp level 350, flight land route, go ahead, your estimate, to it please.
Okay, we're increasing quite a bit in speed. So I'll pull back a bit on the throttles, which we're controlling manually.
Code 950 to maintain flight level 380, report Pacific Maro.
Good evening, Air France 935, climbing flight level 300.
Okay, still descending soon at 15,000. Let's see if we get further descent clearances. What's the... Let's check quickly what the weather will be at our destination. So it looks pretty good. So yeah, no need to use ILS. Pretty low wind. 122. Let's see if we have a transition on in the
Flyback 4003 heavy
5000.
descend.
Transition
maintain
level,
flight level 090.
trans level flight level
Descend and maintain
70.
flight
I'm
level
wondering if it's
090
5000 or
Limit
7000.
4003 heavy.
That's the main question. Okay, let's see. Flight level 090. Okay, we can do that. I'm gonna descend a bit slower than I would, just to make sure we have a bit of a chance to slow down in time. Really interesting to see this approach that we're making, because I can't find it in the... Sucks that we... Oh, let me close window, we don't need that anymore. Looks good, the weather. We don't need the Antonov one, we should be fine. But yeah, I would want to know, so the airport elevation is at 440. Oh well, it should be fine. It should be fine. What's the worst thing that could happen? I guess if we crash or something. Let's descend a bit slower again. So we're now at around 290 knots. I'll slow it down also. Let's see if that's enough to get us down to 250. So I've pulled back a bit on the yokes. We'll be at 10,000 soon, which means we should get the landing lights back on. Could change quickly though, the weather, if this storminess starts getting closer. Yeah, not ready for landing just yet at least. What's the landing procedures on this one? Flaps full 390, so we need to get really slow. 210. Do we have anything about stall speed? $280, 260. Let's aim for around 200 then. And 80 ish.
4003 heavy resume navigation.
Resume navigation Libyan 4003 heavy.
Let's turn a bit to the right.
Flyback 4003 heavy turn right to heading 115 vectors to the VOR approach for runway tree right at Benaina International Airport descend.
Okay.
And maintain 2,000 feet contact Benghazi approach on 129.2.
2,000
Turn right
feet?
to heading 115 vectors to the
Maybe we
VO
can
approach
descend.
for runway tree right descend and maintain 2,000 feet.
The only thing I'm worried about is
4003 heavy.
let's see if we have anything that's high, but I don't think there's too many high. There's some place around 1,000 feet.
Approach Libyan 4003 heavy descending to 2,000 feet.
Well, we should be fine otherwise.
Libyan 4003 heavy, good morning. Libyan 4003 heavy,
What's the
turn
speed
right
now?
to heading 120.
120.
Heading 120 Libyan 4003 heavy.
Okay, so they're putting us the long way round. Okay, and now let's see. Well, maybe this is better. This will give us some more time to get everything aligned. We're still flying a bit too fast though. We can maybe descend a bit slower actually. 1.4 should be fine. check. What else? What else? So if you want the VRNAV, you should. Oh, funny! I had actually written about the pitot switch. Right click to get pitot heat plus anti-ice in the middle switches. Okay, interesting. Totally missed that though. Let me see. So we're coming in. We need to kind of turn all the way to the left. And let's just use heading mode and maybe we can manually do the landing. That should be fine. We are still descending. What's the... Well, we're talking about 34 nautical miles to the airport itself. We still need to make a turn, so that'll be interesting. I'll add a bit of speed. We can descend even slower than we are. There's no rush just yet. So yeah, here we are. Getting back over Libya. Let me check this slide, this kind of side thing. Is it this yellow one? Or no, maybe it's the... Is it something there in the back? Nah. Not sure. Not sure which one that was. What do these do? I wanna find that out. Signal, release, flaps. Okay. Yeah, my recommendation is to read up on all of these if you're interested in the Antonov 124. It'll probably give you a more enjoyable flight. And now we're coming above the land. And let's see how. And we're above the land, just about there. Very much aligned with pilot ADC, that's cool to see. Crazy how good the photoreal is for Libya. He's really good, Matthias, at making his photoreal. I'm gonna slow down again. And I'm gonna again a bit slow the descent rate, no need to push it. We're going a bit fast at 260 knots, so let's get it slowed down.
4003 heavy, turn left to heading 110.
Heading 110 Libic 4003 heavy.
Okay, I'm very interested in seeing what they're gonna give us in terms of the approach now. Let's start slowing down. So we are very soon gonna have to make a left turn, an inbound turn to our approach. Okay, let's see.
Good afternoon, climb track level 190. Take an estimate for Samba.
About 5 minutes to go. Can we see, do we have DME or similar? Did this do anything DME wise? No, not really. Okay, so we'll land in, I would say, 5 minutes, give or take. So very soon gonna make our turn. And I haven't actually landed with this plane, so let's see. That can't be that much different from the Miria. If I manage to do that, I should be able to do this one as well. Hopefully, at least. Soon at 2000. Let's slow our descent even more.
Deviation up to nautical miles 22 Weber.
Paradis 318, left deviation.
Thank you, sorry, 318.
Okay, gonna add, or let's wait a bit, see if we, 'cause I think we're pretty good on speed now, around 240 exactly. I think that's what I always remember, right? 450, that's around 240 knots, so in kilometers, in terms of the conversion to knots from kilometers per hour.
Descend approach northwest, sorry, 318.
Okay, so we're very low now, right? That must be a crazy sound to have to listen to. Is that a small airport? Nah. Almost looked like it. Okay, anything yet? Haven't seen the VR get going yet. Okay, we're starting to get down to 2000, so we can't really descend too much more.
Libic 4003 Heavy, turn left to heading 060 QNH is 1022 at Benina International Airport.
Turn left to heading 060 QNH is 1022 Libic 4003 Heavy.
Okay, not too much. 060. Oh yeah, we need to set the... Oh, it was set by itself, that's good. But yeah, we're gonna be really low now for this kind of final part. But hey, they said that we could descend. But they have aligned us very well, actually. I'm just gonna show you. They've really gotten us on the right path. That's cool. It's a bit cheating to have this open on the side. But I don't want to take any chances now. Okay, let's see. We should soon get to turn towards... I'm gonna guess around 3.3 or 3.6 at least. So let's see. We're once again flying a bit fast.
Libic 4003 Heavy, you are 14 nautical miles south of the airport. Fly heading 360 to intercept final. Cleared for VOR approach to runway 33 right. Contact Benina Tower on 121.3.
Fly heading 360 cleared for VO or approach to runway 33 right. Tower
Okay,
on
let's see if we can
121.3
maintain the altitude now.
4003 Heavy.
Looks good.
Tower Libic 4003 Heavy inbound for VO or approach runway 33 right.
Gonna slow down a bit.
Libic 4003 Heavy, good afternoon. Continue VO.
I'll add the first flap level. And that's pretty cool, so he has implemented this.
Continue VO or runway 33 right will call when established on final Libic
And we're
4003
seeing the
Heavy.
course there. So now what I'm wondering is how do you do it if you want to... If you want to fly according to this, because you want to activate the VOR, right? Okay, let's see now. Okay, looks like it's turning now. But is it working? That's the big question. And it was 3-3 left, right? That we were gonna... No, 3-3 right, sorry. 3-3 left was the one. So we should be landing on the right one of those. So let's turn a bit to the right. We can start putting down the gears. Going to flaps 15. I'll increase the speed a bit. I should probably turn a bit more to the right. Are we still a bit low? Yeah, lie most likely a bit low. Can we see which runway is which? Doesn't look like it, but I'm pretty sure it's the right one that we're supposed to take. At least according to pilot ADC, that should be the one. Okay, let's disconnect the auto pilot. And let's see how we do this. Let's aim for around 280, 260 kilometers per hour.
Land on wind 140 degrees 9 knots.
I wanna see what our descent rate is. I guess I can see it. Oh yeah, we do wanna put this to the armed mode. Can we check here? We should be ready for landing, that's good. Do we even have any lights for this one, or is it only the left one that does? Seems like it's only the left one. But we can use those puppies a bit to see where we're at. Yeah, we're going a bit slow. Let's increase a bit our speed.
Don't sink. Don't sink.
Oh, we do have all our stuff out, right? Yeah.
Don't sink.
I'll try not to
Don't
sink.
sink. Don't sink.
Can we shut this one?
Don't sink.
No.
Don't sink. Don't
Ah,
sink.
we don't have the RAS set up either.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't sink.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to do. But you're telling me not to sink, which makes it hard. Okay, we are still descending. Albeit I'm not sure we're descending quickly enough.
Libyan 4003 heavy winds are calm. Cleared to land runway tree right.
Clear to land runway tree right Libyan 4003.
Oh, we're at minimums already. Continue. Okay, let's see. It was quite calm winds, so maybe a bit of right rudder. We'll have to kick that in, but that should be about it. Hopefully. Let's see. Let's add a bit of thrust. Just tiny amounts. Come on. Get down, bird. 3-3 right. Here we come.
1021, thank you, good day.
Will we get any? Okay, let's see. Yeah, buddy. I wish we could have seen the landing rate on that one. That was a good landing, I think. Now let's see, thrust reversers are deployed. Let's use those instead of our brakes. I remember the Miria being quite fun to land as well, because it's just such a huge beast. Let's see, did we get those? I don't think we got the spoilers, but it doesn't really matter. Probably armed it the wrong way. Let's activate those. Guess the ground. Yeah. I think that should be enough. Okay. Now let's see. We'll turn here and we'll just park somewhere
Libyan
close.
4003 heavy contact Benina ground on 121.9er.
Ground on 121.9er Libyan 4003 heavy.
And I'm just gonna close this one so we don't have to listen to pilot TDC. But yeah, here we are, Benina. Need to brake a bit quicker than I anticipated. God damn. I always think we're a bit faster. That's pretty cool though. That it is quite hard. You know, you have to be a bit careful with taxiing. I hate the ones where you can just kind of drive them like the race cars. Yeah, here we can see a lot of Hercules. I guess that's the best they would have had. I'm not sure if the Libyan armed forces or air forces had that aircraft. I guess they had some Hercules, right? I think it was called Hercules right now. Let me see. Yeah, that's definitely the Hercules. But I guess it's yeah, that's the one they had the static object of, right? But yeah, here you can see the airport. Looks pretty cool. Nothing too fancy for a freeware one, but still, you know, pretty nice, I would say. I kind of like, I mean, I always like freeware because they are freeware, right? Just that by itself makes them very cool. But yeah, then the ones that have a bit more effort into them are always a bit of a have a sweet spot in my heart. Where should we park? I was thinking of parking here with the military, but maybe best if we just park somewhere else. Maybe this one to the right, or maybe to the left. Oh god. I really need to know how to properly tax this one. We'll just take one of these to the left. Probably not big enough, but I don't know where we would taxi otherwise. Let's do a nice round turn. Let's add a bit of thrust so we don't stop. Let's see, can we get... There we go. There we go. Yeah, I guess technically... what we would do... Let's see if we can get this one rolling backwards with the... Hey, look at that. We almost overshot the runway, but we didn't. How does the thrust reversers look on this? Or maybe you can't apply them with, but like this, right? So that's how the thrust reversers look. And is it strong enough to get us rolling backwards? No, unfortunately not. I'll cheat a bit. I'll do it the wrong way. But okay, I'm not gonna shut the engines because I think the replays usually are nicer when everything is somewhat working. Let's jump back 360. So here we come, coming in for our landing. I mean, look at those huge, like the base of the aircraft is just huge. And how many wheels is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, only 5 on both sides. That's 10, 11, 12 pairs. Well, I guess it's still a lot, but yeah. And these engines, right? This is like Russian engines. But they aren't that bad though, they're just very fuel, how would you call it, fuel hungry. Okay, here we are, coming in close, down to Benina. Our flight from Midiga ending. Let's see, I think the approach was very decent actually. And now let's see the landing. I'm a bit afraid I didn't flare enough, so let's see. No, just at the end. There we go. Getting that down. Can we see the thrust reversers, or is that... Yeah, we can. No spoilers though. But yeah, maybe for the best if we just use the thrust reverser and just kind of roll down the runway. So yeah, very, very smooth landing actually. But yeah, that was my showcase of the Antonov An-124 or AN-124. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. I can recommend the aircraft in terms of it being like mid-level. I wouldn't say it's a high fidelity one, but it's pretty decent. Definitely enjoyable to fly. Nice to hand fly. So yeah, that's my 50 cents on the topic. Until next time, bye bye.